I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I would like to welcome KiwiThiccShake. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, my name is KiwiThiccShake. I usually go by Kiwi. I am a variety streamer, VTuber, PNG tuber, however you want to describe me. Just like to hang out with friends, have a good time.
Is that why you got started with content creation?
Sort of. My journey with becoming a streamer started a few years ago. I was kind of going through a rough time, and I thought maybe streaming would kind of help me put myself out there, maybe make some new friends, and just kind of, again, like have a nice time with people.
Kind of a chance to maybe get out of a rut or something like that?
Kinda, yeah.
Maybe I'm oversimplifying it for everybody, but
I mean, it boils down to it,
yeah,
in a sense.
yeah. And once was it something that you'd followed for a while, VTubing?
Honestly, no. I didn't really watch a lot of streams until shortly before I had started. Like, I know, like, there were a bunch of content creators, because, like, I watched YouTube, like, big YouTube people, like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, like, all them.
Yeah.
But I honestly didn't know about Twitch until someone had told me about it, I think, like, earlier into the previous year before I had started. And then I just kind of thought, hey, maybe I should try it.
Yeah.
So I did.
Yeah. And was it easy for you to kind of adapt to that sort of thing where you had an audience all of a sudden?
Definitely not. When I first started streaming, I actually started streaming through I think it was my PlayStation 4 I had at the time. So I didn't have like a camera or anything when I first started. So I did a lot of Dead by Daylight streams, and so so obviously I met a lot of people who also played the game. I met some nice people. They would stop in, they'd say hi, like, thanks for the game. And I met some not so nice people at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that does happen on occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So with, were you able to kind of get more used to not just playing the game, but also trying to communicate with folks who are watching you?
it was it definitely took some time getting used to it, because I was very nervous. I mean, I still get nervous sometimes when starting up a stream, but like any time like someone new would like show up, I'd get really nervous. Even if it was someone like who'd been in my chat a couple times, I'd still get a little nervous, since the whole content creation was new to me at the time. And so I'd be like, hi, like, how's it going? And I just wouldn't really talk much. I mean, I still sometimes don't, but definitely a lot more shy when I first started.
Yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose. bring everybody in, like, hi, and so go hide. But
a little bit.
Yeah, but it's. I can't imagine that. I mean, were you somebody who had ever been up on stage or anything like that, or behind a microphone?
I have, actually, not like many times. I've done a couple plays in like high school, and when I was young, I did a couple like talent shows. But I was still very nervous doing even those things. The plays were better. Those were better because I didn't have like big roles, but so I wasn't like in the spotlight. But doing like talent shows, those definitely, like, where you're on the spot kind of thing and just in front of a bunch of people, it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's just you up there. And what are you going to bring to us today? I'm going to bring running away.
Yeah. Oh, there were definitely times I felt like, okay, maybe I should just not go on the stage and I'll just go home.
This is my impersonation of a sprinter. But I can't blame you there. I mean, even for me, when I was doing radio and I had a decent audience, thanks to the station more than me, certainly. But if you got me in front of 10 people that I could see, no. if I didn't see them, it was okay. It was better than that. But it seems like it took a little while for you to get comfortable enough in the chair with the microphone on afterwards. And it is a different thing, isn't it? I mean, sometimes when folks stream the games, they're almost in a third person type of setup.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, no matter the game, it still takes a while to get used to. And like shifting like on up and like going from like PlayStation to then like having a camera with the PlayStation. So like I would like actually be on camera and then going to like being more of a PNG tuber / VTuber. It's a process.
Yeah, it is. And did switching over to being that PNG tuber at the time, was that more stressful, or was it a relief, or both?
I would say it was a little bit more of a relief. I felt sort of indifferent at first. But after some time I felt like it was a little nicer just because I didn't have to worry about like looking a certain way, I guess, on camera. And no one really should. I mean, unless you're like obviously like not showering for days on end. But but yeah, you don't have to worry about like doing your hair up or doing your makeup. And I mean, some people don't, and hey, kudos to them, because like, you're comfortable like not doing anything like to look nice, like that's totally fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I kind of had that expectation of myself, and then going over to like PNG or like VTuber, I didn't have to worry about it as much, so it was kind of a bit of a relief in that kind of sense.
Yeah, and when you kind of look back from where you are from then to now, does that decision to become a VTuber / PNG tuber, I call VTubers, does that seem like a no-brainer decision?
I guess that depends on how you look at it. I mean, everyone has like their own preference on how they want to do their own streams. I'll still occasionally bring the camera back if I feel up to it. But I definitely think I prefer having the like my character, my VTuber like model, instead of using camera all the time.
Yeah. I would need, if I was going to do that, not only would I need a model, but I think I would probably need a model for the model. Just keep my actual self as far away from the screen as possible. Now that is a lack of confidence in your looks there. Not only I'm going to show myself, but I'm not even going to show myself. But so you were playing Dead by Daylight at the start, which I also call hanging on a hook. Which that's
yeah, I did a lot of Dead by Daylight when I first started streaming.
Yeah. So obviously you're a fan of the game if you were doing it a lot. How good are you at it, would you say?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm terrible, but because I had started playing it a year or two after it had come out, so I think like since 2017.
Oh yeah,
and I played it a lot, like almost every day for a couple years. So that's kind of why I was like confident in streaming that game specifically when I first started, because I liked it so much. I knew a lot about it at the time.
It, it just some. It was as close to a comfort game as you were going to get online. And that was
Pretty much.
yeah. That's what you want to try to make things as comfortable as possible, and I hope folks realize that there are a lot of people behind the microphone who are sitting in the most comfy chair with blankets on and stuff. Just anything that would give them just a little bit more comfort, and if you can kind of round that corner a little bit, it makes it less sharp when you're on. Just any little bit of comfort those first couple of times you're on, you're gonna seek and find. Um, and I imagine knowing that you had that game and knowing the game as well as you did make it a little easier.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, the having blankets and stuff to help you like just be comfortable during streams. I will admit I do that quite a lot.
Oh no, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is smart. How many people out there? I don't know. I would take a poll. How many of you have heat pads and stuff? Did you have on? Well, there's a lot of different things that you can do. Heck, when I was on the air, on radio, we'd have everybody had their own different way of setting up a studio when they came on. So if you were going from one shift to another, sometimes it took 6-10 minutes just to be able to sit down from one to the next. Why did you have this set up like this? What is this headphone even plugged into? That type of thing. It took a while, but any old port in a storm as far as getting yourself comfortable. And so you still have every once in a while a little bit of the heebie-jeebies before going on, huh?
Sometimes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like if I kind of like right now, I've been in a situation where I have a lot going on in like the real world, so
yeah.
as it's been taking a lot of my time away from streaming, unfortunately. And so whenever I have been able to stream lately for like the past I don't know, 5-6 months, it makes me a little nervous since it's not what I'm used to anymore. Mm-hmm. And I'm always nervous, oh, I hope I'll do okay. I hope it's going to be a good stream, I'll at least have a little fun.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will say hi,
So right now it's kind of, would you say it's kind of an escape right now for you?
Not as much as it was when I first started. It's still something I absolutely enjoy, and I do really wish I had more time right now to do more streams. Mm-hmm. But no, I would just say it's that time where I can just finally hang out with friends, say hi, see how everyone's doing, while also just enjoying a game.
Yeah, that's cool. Was that kind of? Did you even really have a goal when you started, or was it just to go in and try to have some fun?
My main goal when I had first started was basically just see if I could make a friend. Really, that was really the only goal I had at the time. I mean, since then I've had smaller goals, hey, maybe I can reach so many followers by the end of the year, or maybe I can have a goal to do so many collabs with friends or new people within a certain time frame.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my original goal when I started was, hey, maybe I can make at least one friend.
Well, I mean, have you been able to do the collaborations and such like you'd like to?
Since then, absolutely. I definitely had a lot of time meeting new people, making friends. It was a really nice time getting to know the people that I do know.
Yeah, the fun part for me would be, and it is right now, interviewing all folks like this, is that they're from all sorts of walks of life and all over the world, really. And these are folks you normally wouldn't even know existed, and they certainly wouldn't know you existed. Maybe the other way around too. And now you've got people you can turn on and sit down and have a good game with.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow, is it something? And have you had in the past some sort of social anxiety type thing before you started streaming?
Yeah, I definitely did. Which I feel like still is what like kind of affects me here and there, and it affects like my like everyday life too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely have a bit of anxiety there.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do, and but so it manifests in different ways, obviously, and it's diff. There's one thing that this is. It certainly is. No, it's not going to be one size fits all, no matter what your experience
Exactly.
is with it. And there's some situations that trigger things, and people's experiences are all different. Have you noticed any change in how you interact with people now off of the computer since you started streaming?
Um, Honestly, I don't know.
Hmm.
I can't say for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It sometimes you don't notice. Sometimes so people adapt so well. Not always to their benefit, but people do adapt, and if you get used to something, that it becomes the new normal. Um, if you live in a house that has a lot of rooms, and suddenly you just stop using one room, you don't even notice it's there. You just keep going through the rest of the house, and pretty soon you're living in two rooms by the time you're done. Um, or if you've got a bit of a limp that started all of a sudden, now you walk with a limp all the time, even though it doesn't hurt anymore. That type of adaptation. Um,
Right.
and so it might be that you are doing a little better with that, and you don't even realize it. It just kind of naturally formed into that sort of thing. Um, do you have a goal now with your streams, or is it, with given the fact that you don't have the time to do it that you would like? Is it feasible to have a goal?
I would say like having goals is still feasible for like people going through any like situation. I guess
Mhm.
it just kind of depends. Again, like everyone's different. Everyone has certain like energy tolerances
Mhm.
or levels. Currently I don't have any like goals in mind.
Mhm.
Especially just in my situation,
Yeah.
but um I don't think that would stop like anyone else if they were going through like a lot of things IRL, that
Mhm.
it would stop them from having goals.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a personal thing. There there are people who come on here, and their first immediate thing is, I've got to get to X and Y and Z, and then by the time 2027 comes around, I will rule the world. That sort of thing. And no, it's like real Pinky in the Brain scenario. But like,
Right.
no, just and then there's some people who come in. I would imagine how it's going to evolve is there going to be people who are ultra super professional, almost kind of like there is now, and there's going to be people who come on once a month. Um, everybody's going to be streamers, but on different levels, which is perfectly fine. It's it's one of the big things about this technology is that it is so widely available now, and to so many wide interests. Have you found that now that you're part of the technology?
I would say so in some way.
Yeah. Is there something that you'd really like to do stream wise that you haven't been able to do yet?
Yeah, actually. Something I've been working towards is trying to actually start doing tarot reading streams.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I Yeah, I've always been interested in tarot. I think it's like really really cool. I
Mm-hmm.
love like all the different kinds of like artwork they do for cards.
Mm-hmm.
Um so that's something I'm currently working on, is trying to get that started.
Yeah, there's a few folks that I can point you in a couple directions for some folks who are doing that if you'd like. I'll send you some links if you like after the interview. Um,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's that. I actually did have a tarot reading um, on one of my interviews. It's a little
Oh,
special.
really?
It was pretty cool. And how do you use the tarot readings? And how did you get into tarot readings?
Um, I honestly haven't done too many tarot readings. I'm still kind of learning a lot to how tarot cards are read.
Hmm.
because there's so many people out there now who do tarot readings or use like tarot cards in some way. And everybody like uses it how like they feel is like I guess better for them. Like how they feel more connected to the cards. Right. So I'm still kind of learning all that.
Yeah. Oh, but nothing. I mean, how did you get interested in it? Was it just something that you looked at from afar and decided, I'm gonna look more into it, or that type of thing?
Kinda. I don't exactly remember when I had first seen tarot cards, but once I found out about them, I was like, those are like really cool. I would absolutely love to get into this. So I've been interested for years because I think it was around like maybe high school age for me. Is maybe when it started. Yeah. Yeah. So almost or around like 10 years.
Yeah. Is it kind of the art that drew you in first, and then the arcana behind it later?
No, I would probably say it's more the like arcana or like the meanings behind all the cards that what was really what drew me in. Yeah. And then later on just seeing like different types of like different artwork for all the tarot cards was also just like another factor later.
Oh yeah. So many different artworks and people even do cards in different shapes and sizes and that sort of thing. What if you were to, have a perfect deck? What type of it would it be? Just a regular size, Gothic type deck, or what type of deck would you like?
I guess are you meaning in terms of like artwork, or
yeah, yeah. If you were to say you had one deck that you use the most, your favorite, and it would be the one that you use to do readings on eventually, what would it be?
I'm not sure. Although my fiance had actually gotten me, he had seen this like Genshin type game because I'm a big fan of Genshin Impact.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. And he in the game, I guess it came with like a set of tarot cards.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can use them for the game, but you can also use them as like a tarot deck. So I have that. And I really like a lot of the artwork they have on those cards, so I would say maybe I would use that one the most as of right now, until maybe I see another one down the line that I really like.
That's a good idea on their part. I mean, Genshin has done so many things to keep the game going and keep the interest in it, and that type of marketing doesn't surprise me at all from them. And that people still playing a lot of it now after. I mean, it practically came out for the Commodore 64.
Yeah. They do have a lot of aspects in the game that I really enjoy, and it's understandable. There's a lot of people in the gaming community that try to stay away from it because they're like, they have a bunch of like gambling in there because of like their like pulling system or like the gacha system.
Yeah.
And that's totally understandable, but that's not the reason I play it.
No, you're not hooked at all on the gacha part of it. Not don't even play a part of it, do you?
I mean, I won't lie that I might sometimes, but but no, what I really enjoy about the game is like the story, and I absolutely love like the open world part. I love so much of like the scenery. So many areas are so like gorgeous. That's what really like draws me into it, and I love like just going around exploring, gathering materials. In my like spare time when I'm playing, I absolutely love it.
So I think my guess is that's your comfort game now.
It's one of them. I get really hyper fixated on like games for certain periods of time. Right now it is Genshin at the moment, but but like I've been hyper fixated on like Dead by Daylight before, Genshin, Minecraft, Animal Crossing, like any games I thoroughly enjoy, I will just play like a ton of it for like weeks or months at a time, and until something like draws my focus over to another game again, and then it just kind of starts all over.
Well, I can see those games doing that though. Maybe not Dead by Daylight for me because like horror and I don't go along very well, and plus, again, I would spend the whole game on a hook. I just know how I would play, and it would just be me waving at people as they come by.
I mean, hey, if there's nothing wrong with that.
I just run toward the hook. Okay, Mr. Man, hang me up.
I mean, some people honestly do. It's confusing sometimes, depending on if you're playing a survivor or the killer, but some people honestly do.
If I was playing the killer, I would find some way to hang myself on the hook. Just confuse everybody. That isn't even possible in the game, Loy. How do you even do that? But the other games are definitely not only addictive, but also will use a lot of time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody who plays Minecraft and for any period of time, I mean, it'll become a comfort for you, and you'll look up and suddenly 5 hours are gone, that sort of thing. While you're trying to build your dream house or something along those lines. And it's really, and Genshin, as you said, I've seen folks so hooked into that, and not just of course I make fun of the gotcha part, but because of the reasons you said, that the artistic style of the game, how it plays, you have to really kind of build a group that works too. And do you like that type of style of combat where you're switching people in and out?
I would say, yeah, I do really enjoy that aspect.
Yeah, yeah. Is it tough to build an optimum group to have out there, or is it now easy for you that you played it long enough?
Yes and no. I never really got into a lot of the like building character side of the game. Like I would ask like other people I knew who played the game. Like I would ask them like, "Oh yeah, like what kind of like artifacts do you think would be really good for like this character?" Or and they'd be like, "Oh, well, how like what do you want them to be? Do you want them to be like a DPS or a healer or a sub DPS?" And I'm like, "What?" So I would ask for help occasionally on that, but now I'm like, it's not like super important to me. I'm just gonna build them however I feel like and enjoy the game how I want to.
These aren't Pokemon; they're people.
Exactly.
He's got to hold this berry in one hand and use the Pokeball in the other. No, it's. I just see you asking somebody, and somebody pulls out like 2 volumes of pages of material and slams them on the desk. Well, flip, 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 flip.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that at sometimes because they'd be like talking about like things or artifacts that I wouldn't even understand, and I'm like, I'm gonna pretend I know what you're talking about, but I have no idea what you're saying.
They're playing like world-class level competitive on cable television every week type of game.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to play the game.
Yeah, can I go like find some treasure chests or something while you're talking about this? Or...
And if you ever take a look at their games, everything is they don't even, they're so hyped up into the game that nothing is even a challenge for them. They know exactly what to do in every situation. And I'm like, well, if that's fun for you, go ahead. You complete something that's fun, but sometimes in a game you just want to have it there and you enjoy it, the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it was Stardew Valley. A lot of Stardew Valley for a long time, but
absolutely understandable.
Yeah, and it's another game where you can lose a day and a half just sitting there playing that game and not even think about it at the time, unless you, of course, miss a recipe, which, of course, will take you 2 years to recover because that's how the game drives you crazy. Sorry, I had a flashback.
No, it's all good. I mean, you're right though. Like you lose so much time in that game as well. Like just like having a good time. And it's been a while since I've played Stardew Valley, but I know anytime I'd play, I'd basically go mining
Yeah.
like every day, just looking for like crystals to go or like geodes to go take over to the blacksmith character.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
take it to him and be like, yeah, you find anything good? Cool. I'm gonna go sell these for some money now.
Clank. Oh, it's that rock that looks like poop again. Great. and yeah, it's just too much. I've had to actually stay away from it since I've done these interviews because otherwise I wouldn't have time to do the interviews. Like my wife would come by and I'd be playing and she's like, oh, "Okay, here we go again." And then a month later she'd come back and I'd be okay. I'm done now. I go to sleep. For you, what type of games would you like to do that you haven't been able to do yet?
I know there's been a couple that I think came out within the last year or two that a lot of people have been playing. And it's a multiplayer, they're multiplayer ones. And I think they're both kind of similar. The first one is Content Warning.
Yeah.
And then the second one is Repo. I've heard like so many people playing these games. And I'm like, yeah, like I would absolutely love to try these out with people. Or something I've done it a few times, but something I would love to do more again, or like every once in a while, would be like Among Us, or there's also like the Duck Duck Goose or something like that.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but of course it's gonna right after we do this interview, I'm going to scream it out in the middle of the street because that'll come to my head what the name of that game is. But yeah, all those games look like so much fun. It's so much chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
just like wanting to do a lot of more multiplayer like stuff.
Yeah. What about Peak?
I've been seeing Peak around a lot. I honestly keep forgetting what the game is about. Is that where you're like climbing a mountain?
Yeah,
with people?
you have to climb with other folks, and I don't know. It looks like it'd be a lot of fun, and then you die a lot. And really, with games like that, are there really any rules?
Maybe some unspoken ones.
Yeah.
but in terms of that game, maybe that one wouldn't be for me. But
yeah, I mean, when you look at
maybe some other ones.
You watch people play Repo, it looks like they're just having fun, just throwing each other into pits. And I've got this expensive thing. I'm going to throw it at your head. Crash.
Yeah, I've heard so many people enjoy the game, and I'm like, man, you're making me want to play. I got like no idea what goes on in that, but like, I'll play it.
Yeah,
just haven't really had the opportunity yet.
Yeah. It's the only thing is getting enough people to play at a certain time, and getting everybody together to do it is the only thing. I mean, I don't know if I could enjoy a game that had too many people in it. I've seen people do that one game that had like 20 people in it. I'm like, no. Chaos is fun, but as soon as everybody's just yelling, and if I want that, I'll go to work. And
it sometimes having too many people can be a bit draining really quickly.
Yeah. Would you do any hand camera streams? Do you think if you had the equipment to do that?
Absolutely. I think I've tried like a couple hand streams, mainly like Pokemon card opening. I've done like one or two of those. And as I mentioned before, with like wanting to do the tarot reading, I would obviously set up like a hand cam for that.
Oh yeah.
I think I've done one painting stream as well.
Yeah.
Because I used to be really into like drawing and painting and stuff as well back in like high school.
Yeah.
So I would do that, or something I've considered is like maybe like Lego building, something like that, because they have cool Lego sets out there.
Yeah, I've seen people do jigsaw puzzle streams.
Oh, yeah, that would actually be a really cool one to do as well.
Yeah, real. I mean, it's kind of an ASMR type thing, but um, I'm not sure I'd have the patience for it if I was doing the streaming. Where does this? I'd have to have a language warning. Not 12, not 18 plus, it's 36 plus. By the time I was done, 18 plus 18 plus. That's what it would be. And by the time I'd finish or something like that, but those types of things are seem to be really good ways to just kind of sit and relax and have a kind of a chat stream, more than anything else. But do you ever do just chat streams?
Um, I have occasionally done them, not on purpose though. It would kind of be like having a plan of, okay, we're gonna be like trying this new game, or like it's been a while and I want to like do this thing to just kind of chill with everybody.
Yeah.
Like Minecraft or something like more cozy.
Yeah.
And then it just turns into me just talking with everybody and not even playing the game. So I'd be like, okay, I should probably switch over to the just chatting screen since like we've been just talking for like an hour and not actually doing anything.
Sometimes the best things are the unplanned ones when it comes down to something like that.
Yeah.
But having people come back again to your streams for you and your personality, when did that first kind of hit you, and how did you take it?
I would say it first started happening, I think around like a year and a half of me streaming, because close to like that first year, or like coming up on like the 1 year of streaming, I had met one of my first friends like through Genshin, actually. Like we just happened to be doing like a co-op thing, and like then him and I were chatting for like hours, and because of him I ended up like meeting like a couple other streamers, and then through them I met more people, and it was kind of like a chain reaction kind of situation. And then having a lot of those people like stopping in and like saying hi, or just hanging out with me in my streams, it honestly meant a lot to me. And sometimes I'd get like so overwhelmed that I'd be like, at the end of the stream I'd like almost cry and be like, oh my gosh, like thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Just like be a whole mess. And because especially because of the time, like when I first started, and thinking like, if I can at least make like one friend like doing this, that's enough for me. And then like meeting all of these people who would willingly like come back and like say hi and like ask how I am, it seriously meant a lot.
Yeah, it's almost justifying in a way, and in a way, and it certainly would be something to put some wind beneath your wings to come back and do it again, and keep going. I don't think people who haven't done any type of streaming can realize, until they do something like that. It just what it means to go out there and want to show your personality, and be accepted for it.
Yeah, it's super important, like for people, and like it can be super validating. Not like validation and like not in the sense of like, oh my gosh, all these people adore me, but like in the sense of like, oh my gosh, like you were thinking of me, you wanted to talk to me. Like that's like so much, like that has so much more meaning.
Oh yeah, and I had that in radio every once in a while when somebody would say, "Yeah, I've listened. I've been listening. This is the first time I got a chance to call your show, but I've been listening for a while." It's like, oh man, somebody actually took the time out of their day to turn on the radio and listen to me yap for a while. It's and for streamers, and for me it was like around town. For you guys, it's around the world. I mean, your potential audience is 95% of the planet, so it could come from any of those folks.
Streaming can reach like so many places nowadays.
Yeah. It's I say it makes the world smaller and bigger at the same time, where it's easier to reach people, but at the same time the streamers world gets so much bigger because of the people that you meet. And it seems like that's really done that for you. Um, and that's a great thing to be able to do that and kind of establish yourself as a world citizen in a way.
I suppose so. It's um I mean, I'm not one to like look at things like on a bigger scale most of the time, but just having like someone to like talk to or hang out with, like that's something that really like matters to me. And
Yeah.
it's like I don't care like where you're from, like if we get along and we're having a good time, like and we can like be friends, that's what I care about.
That's the biggest thing too, and I think that this kind of really leans into that because while people online will get a chance to present themselves how they want to be seen, um, but you also still have the enough anonymity where you don't really know what they look like. You don't know, uh, you know, personal things unless they tell you. But if you match personality wise and you enjoy each other, you keep hanging out. And it's so while it's the technology is so huge, it's also so basic. It goes right down to the basic part of human interaction. You enjoy being around each other. You don't have all these other things to distract you. You get to keep enjoying being around each other.
Yeah. And I understand like too that there's a lot, especially like bigger content creators who are like, hey, like we're just here to make content. Like we like we're thankful that like you enjoy our content, that you like, you support our channels or our videos, like whatever they make.
Mm-hmm.
But then, they still have the opinion of like, hey, like I'm not here just to be like your friend kind of thing. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, you're setting that boundary. We absolutely understand that. Not everybody's here to make friends.
Right.
And like some people just don't want to. Some people already kind of have their friend group.
Mm-hmm.
It's understandable. But sometimes it's like, hey, you want to talk to me? You want to like try being friends? Like, yeah, we can absolutely give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But
Yeah.
like even just having somebody like tell you like, hey, I would like kind of like to get to know you and maybe like be friends. I'm like, I'm in.
Me? Moi? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's such a rush of adrenaline a little bit, but it's also it's nice to have that kind of acceptance um, of or acknowledgement that uh, you're an interesting person. I'd like to get to know you a little better.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, you know, uh, uh, you know, sending Christmas cards every Thursday type of thing. But it's just like hey, how you doing? What's up? How's life? That sort of thing. Um,
Yeah.
and if depending on people's situations, sometimes that's that's all they need. And
Yeah. And I mean, I think like for me, like again, a lot of my happiness, like um like having people I can hang out with and like being friends with, like that was a huge thing for me like in childhood, and I feel like that's going to be a huge thing for me probably for the rest of my life, is just having people around me that I can be myself with, be happy with, and like have a good time with. That's what like really hits home for me.
yeah, but and I'm glad you got this opportunity to do it. And this is something that 25 years ago you wouldn't be able to do. This way, you'd have to end up writing letters to people, and who does that these days?
I mean, some might, depending on the situation,
Yeah.
but not as much anymore.
Heck, people don't even email anymore if they can avoid it. But yeah, it allows that sort of personal interaction that is still um, safe in a way. I mean, it can get unsafe depending on what happens, but you get that you get to be kind of familiar with somebody without living next door to them.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for that, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Was it hard for you to set boundaries when you first started with people coming in and wanting to to get to know about Kiwi as you went along?
A little bit, yeah. The rough patch I had was going through when I first started streaming. Um, During that time, I was honestly learning a lot about boundaries, not just with other people, but for myself, because I didn't have a lot of boundaries for myself, and that was a huge reason that I was kind of going through a rough patch. And then meeting new friends, making new friends, it was kind of learning that all over again. Okay, I have these boundaries for myself, but now I need to figure out these boundaries that they will have with me or I will have with them.
Right.
And there was definitely, I mean, although we had a lot of great moments, there were definitely still some rough patches through that.
Well, everybody has their own quirk.
Absolutely. Everybody handles things differently or thinks differently. So it all kind of boils down to making sure you guys are able to communicate.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're obviously a fun person to talk to. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been talking all this time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, really, it's good to see somebody with that type of attitude coming in and still enjoying the basic part of the communication and that type of connection you have with other streamers and chatters as well. It's the absolute skeleton, I think, of what this is all about, and that is still the human to human communication that we normally wouldn't be able to do without spending a whole lot of money on the phone like we had to in the 80s.
Yeah.
But it really is, and I'm glad to see that you're enjoying yourself with it still. I hope you get more time to do it.
Me too.
The way you want to. But it's. I'm glad you're still enjoying it, and you're still looking forward to do more things with it, because I think that the people that are going to get the benefit of it are the folks that tune in and go online with you and find out what Kiwi's all about. We're going to have those links in the description for this video. Thank you so much for coming on. Absolute pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. I had a really nice time with this.
Yeah, and please keep in touch and let us know what's going on, because we need to get the word of the Kiwi out as much as possible.
Oh, is this an invite for a second interview?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're gonna kick off our 2 show again, starting in the new year, and we got some projects coming up. So everybody
Ooh.
Yeah, got some projects coming up. If my wife lets me. I haven't run it by her yet.
I mean, I hope so. Maybe do we have to make her some cookies?
Snickerdoodles are good work.
That's good choice.
That's my go-to when I've done something really bad. Find the Snickerdoodles and give them to the missus. Then hide. Thank you so much, Kiwi, for coming on, and I hope we can talk again real soon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.